Hello, test 1, 2. Wait a little bit, get everybody up on here. Okay, what we got is I'm helping Philip McGee out in Kansas, southeast of Wichita. He's got a nice lowering on this storm. It's been trying to produce some let me switch over to a screen grab for you. There you can see the wall cloud that's trying to form. Take a little bit for the radar to pop up here. Well, for some reason it's not wanting to come up. So I'll do a screen grab of it. This is the storm here, and I'll show you velocities, and you can see this area rotation right in here. Philip McGee's right here. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. Kind of doing this in a hurry on the fly. I'm still using XSplit. And I'm still dealing with camera issues, but we're going to give her a try here as long as I can stay. I am watching my YouTube every now and then, but mainly the chat that I'm watching is over on my Twitch. Man, that's a beautiful wall cloud. Man, that's beautiful, Philip. That thing's trying hard. Showing a TVS on it now, and velocities are looking a little bit better, but they're still kind of broad. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be too much longer. She's going to go. Yeah, that thing's fixing to go. The storm in Washington, I don't know. I don't have any chasers over there, so I'm not able to switch any radars over there. We got this funnel started here, so I got to keep an eye on this.
Yeah, there's like a little embedded funnel in that berry right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I seen. There you can see the velocities. Red going away from the radar site, green's going toward, which the radar site I'm using is Wichita, Kansas. Oh wow, man, this thing's really trying to spin up.
Tornado warning for northwestern Cowley County in south central Kansas, east central Sumner County in south central Kansas.
Man, this thing is a trying. It's kind of lifted a little bit, but it's definitely got some good rotation in it. I mean, the rotation on velocities is showing it's a little broad. And it doesn't have the en-route signature that it did have. But there you can definitely see the hook. That's definitely the hook on it. want to thank everybody for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm hoping the cameras hold up. Every time I try to run all my cameras in XSplit, they're wanting to freeze. So if my cameras freeze, I may have to restart. Hey, Sean. By the way, folks, on my Twitch, I am now affiliated. Now you'll be able to donate with bits. Also on my page, you'll also see a PayPal donation link if you're inclined to, but if you'd rather send bits, then cool. You can see I rearranged one of my monitors in the upper left-hand side, up above my head here. I don't have it running tonight. I don't need it. That was the one that was off to my left before I remounted up there, but I don't need it right now. On his stream, it's not looking quite as good as it was, but it's still got rotation in it. You know, this is still kind of broad rotation right in here, but this area right there, that's my target area. Yeah, it's starting to get that decent NROT signature in it again. NROT is normalized rotation, and when you see this green here surrounded by the blues, the rotation is starting to pick up at that point. There's also a meso marker just popped up on it. I'd like to see that NROT a little bit stronger than that. It was a little while ago, but I'll tell you what, look at the hook on this thing. It's definitely got a couple of TVS signatures on it. It's got a beautiful hook on it. And there's a screenshot. Hey Rick, there's a screenshot of his stream. And I'll show you the satellite view here. This is the storm that he's on right here. and you can see how she's all puppy looking on top. That's the overshooting tops on it.
But in the DC Metro, we also have a flash flood warning because we're seeing very heavy rain come down with those storms as they advance across the region. If we look at just the last hour, radar estimates of potentially 1 to 2 inches of rain here in and around town. And we have had reports of water flowing over the curbs around 22nd Street and Arlington area.
And it won't be long. I'm going to be losing the visible satellite view. Yeah, over on my YouTube, Bo Tornado. Yeah, this is the storm that's tornado warned in Kansas. The one that Philip McGee's on. It did produce a funnel, but it didn't touch the ground. There you can see the hook on it. Gator bait, yeah, the one area that I pointed out was my target. Looking at radar, it does correlate to that hook. Man, Philip's got a nice view on that thing. Got to type something in here real quick. Hey, Kyle. Hello to everybody else that's joining me on my Twitch and my YouTube. Like I say, for my YouTube viewers, I'm mainly watching my chat over on my Twitch because I'm streaming over there as well. Sorry, I got so many things going on here I can't watch both of them at the same time. Here is the link to my Twitch if anybody wants to go over there. Please hit the follow button if you go over there. Thing's still got some good rotation in it, but it just won't tighten all the way up. Copy that. You can see here over on the bottom left, that's Philip's stream that I'm watching. And this hook is even more well defined. Seeing 52,000 foot tops on it. Calvin, I'm using Allison House on my GR2A. I got an Allison House subscription for it. Yes, looks like it might be trying to get embedded into a rain shaft.
As it moves off to the south and east, and it's pushing through p.m. Very strong winds in association with that system as it heads into the Richmond area. It'll likely be there within the next hour.
Yeah, I'm seeing over 52,000 foot tops on it right now.
This thing's about 2 shakes from there. Here we go. Here we go, right here.
Copy that. I'm watching it. He said, "Here it goes."
If we take a look at the timing for this system, the biggest impacts are going to be felt here imminently. The future radar is picking up on the intensity of that storm really having an uptick here.
She's trying to drop.
But as we head towards 10, 11 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to be seeing a lot of that stretch of advantage towards the night. Likely still some rain lingering around in the stratiform area of this system. Heavy rain still persisting throughout midnight tonight. So, Alex, places like Delaware and New Jersey could be in for a rough time here with that heavy rain.
You bet. And not the only game in town. We've got storm rolling for Chicago right now. You can see dark skies. Can't see much of the skyline tonight as we've got raindrops all
Yeah, she's a coming.
So very heavy rain rolling through. I want to show you the radar picture because Sarah Duncan learned about something really cool. So we've got this first boundary coming in off the lake. You can see this line. We've got another boundary that's going to be coming in from the west. When these two collide,
I'm looking to see if I see any debris being lifted up down on the bottom.
it is exploded as those boundaries meet up. And you see a lot of rainfall right into the Chicago area.
There y'all can see it if you ain't watching this stream. Calvin, please don't use caps on there. That night bottle get you every time.
Severe warning. These storms could still be potentially deadly. East-west hail also reported. 182 strikes just in the last 15 minutes. By the way, I mentioned the heavy rain. One area reporting about 25 minutes, an inch of rainfall. So we could be looking at some of those low-lying, flood-prone areas to be filling up with water. Keep that in mind as we
Any moment now, that thing's going to touch down. He's trying to form a wedge.
towards the end of the rush hour for Chicago area. There's also a severe thunderstorm watch in effect from Chicago down to
I see debris.
parts of Missouri, Kansas, as well as Oklahoma and Texas under this watch. So plenty of severe weather out there this evening. We'll take you back to the D.C. metro area, though, where we've got a time-lapse view.
Okay, let me switch back over to my radars.
The D.C. metro area this evening. You can see that leading edge of that thunderstorm rolling right over the Washington Monument and the White House. And behind that, look at that leading edge, Dr. Navarro, of the rainfall. You can see where we just go from dry to a soaking.
Yeah, Alex, there are so many cool
Yeah, that radar's taking. There she goes.
amazing. But we want to get to
Checking CC or correlation coefficient.
this is in Kansas, I believe Kansas City. Sorry, excuse me. You can see the tornado.
It's a little hard to find, but it kind of looks like there might be some debris on it.
Likely you can see some rain associated with that. Still not enough to obscure that tornado. But this is right now. We're seeing across Arkansas City in Kansas, I believe. That is where this tornado is now located. We've got our storm tracker Charles Peak, who's been on the storm. We've been monitoring the radar. We have many areas in play for severe weather tonight. And you can see that now across the Central Plains, we now have reports of a tornado here in Arkansas City. So, Alex, it is amazing. Things really started lighting up on the radar in multiple different regions tonight, just in the last hour.
Yeah, you know, looking at a nice cone tornado there. This view from Charles Peak, and we're looking to get him back on the phone. The last check, within, say, 5 to 7 minutes ago, we were talking to Charles, and he had that shelf cloud. And then we were watching, and eventually we did see that funnel drop. But now looking at an actual tornado there on the ground, you can see some rain, some hail around this. But that right down the middle of your screen, you can see that well-defined cone tornado. Here in Arkansas City, this storm has been formed.
Seeing a report of funnel cloud, that's an understatement, but I do believe that might have been on the ground briefly there, Philip.
Winfield area in the state of Kansas. So we're talking areas to the south and east of the city of Wichita.
They're coming down
Peak's
Fly Vine,
location is
Barry. That was
highlighted
more
there
than
on the map.
3/4
So
of the way
you can
down there,
see
buddy.
He is looking up to the north and
Yeah, it was real faint, hard to see, but I think I did see debris, and CC showed a real faint debris signature as well.
Going a little bit to the north, but then all of a sudden it started wrapping up back there, and it was a real slow process for it to go all the way up exactly to the ground because of the building was come out through. As Dr. Ford said, usually this one.
Well, sad to tell you, there's somebody else that's on TWC that's got a little bit further shot. You had the better shot, but they used somebody else.
Is all the way to the ground, or it's pulled up right now.
Yeah, definitely agree. And you look at that, and as he says, it was more than halfway. You usually are looking at it. You mentioned the building in front of you. Overall, though, it does look like this is a pretty rural part of the state of Kansas.
Heading more to TWC out there.
Right now, just to my south is a
Well, I knew you knew that too. I just thought I'd give you that little information.
rural right now with a Fort Greenfield, which it is a little more populated. Not like a population of big cities, but
I tell you what, y'all, man, that thing was beautiful, just absolutely beautiful.
Any strong winds or hail with this system in addition to the tornado?
Hey, Berna.
side of it right now, literally for outstanding use. It's all
Like I say, I'm not watching my YouTube chat too awful much. I'm mainly watching my Twitch chat. I got more viewers there.
Where we looked at it about 10 minutes ago is just about where it was now. So we could be
But that thing was beautiful. Yeah, the Weather Channel had somebody else stream pulled up, but was further away, man. Philip was right there, right close to it. That thing was great. That was a great shot. Can't wait to see his video.
go back down there and we're speaking here, and maybe just the range, let me see it better, but almost the exact same location it was 3 or 4 minutes ago.
What's the situation been like today versus yesterday? You know, you were out there yesterday chasing the storms. Today you made your way to this one.
Is Sean with you, or is he following you? Or are you following him?
Because it hasn't been up that way. But what's been different about today?
Well, you have the alpha down here all day that just makes
Now he's in there.
Tornado warning for southern Cowley County in south central Kansas.
Let's try it again, Barry.
Yeah, and they just extended the tour warrant on this to the southeast.
Tornado looks to me like a good bet. This thing is still on the ground. Cowley County. One more time, Sarah. All right, now we've got 17,000 people in this.
There is a tornado report on it, but it's not showing Tor yet.
Some population centers in this part of Kansas where the storm is right now fairly rural, but it will eventually be moving towards these communities. So if you are in Winfield, if you are
Copy that. I got you.
to be in your safe spot now, County and
That thing's trying to grow into a monster.
until 7 o'clock. Got much more coming up.
This program brought to you by Panera Bread. Food as it should be.
I'll show you, for those that may not be able to watch his stream, you can see the funnel.
Clean food you can give your kids. Tomatoes, even the picky ones. Panera. Food as it should be. Now delivered.
Hey, Doppler.
You're trying to lower very high triglycerides with a healthy diet. And
It's, yeah, as he was just saying, it's an HP mess. It's getting embedded in rain.
prescription omega-3
Oh, yeah, you could definitely see it.
and FDA approved. Yeah, the CPAP looks different because it is different. It's pure EPA. The CPAP along with that was clinically proven to lower very high triglycerides by 33% in adults without raising bad cholesterol. That's pure power, proven to work.
The CPAP is not right for everyone. Do not take the CPAP if you are allergic to icosapent.
Actually, this storm came from Oklahoma. For Bo over there on my YouTube, it came from Oklahoma. And now that it's got good rotation in it, it's now going southeast instead of northeast. It took a big right turn on it.
DiGiorno pizza bakes fresh in your own oven and travels straight to your table.
Unlike delivery that goes from oven to box, to bag, to car, to traffic, to roundhouses.
Yeah, this thing is taking a pretty good right turn on it.
DiGiorno pizza. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
It's just impressive. I can fix it.
Still an embedded funnel right there. You can see it. I would say that it's most definitely, I mean, it's
I totally
over halfway to the ground, maybe even 3/4. Can't really see because of the rain, but definitely a large road tornado right now.
Yeah, I can't see any confirmation on CC. Got a lot of scattering in there, but yeah, it's over halfway down, man.
lower calories, higher expectations. Corona Premier.
Well, on radar, it made it look like the inflow is getting less defined, but you can't really tell because of the rain.
Lots of stuff drivers. Yeah. Must be another Dodge commercial. Dodge. Domestic. Not domesticated.
Oh, wow. Definitely can see that rogue tornado. Well, I should say rope funnel. Still don't see anything on CC. You can see it there to the top right. She's roping out. Okay, it went off his screen there. He'll have to move. The nice thing about this storm is it's really a slow mover, and it's got tops over 60,000 feet on it. This is a great supercell. And before I came on live, you know, I was following this thing, and as it was coming out of Oklahoma, coming to the northeast, and it get up to a 1-inch hail, 40% severe, and then it just dropped all the hail out of it, and it just looked terrible. It did that 3 times. Yeah, copy that. And yeah, like I said, it did it 3 times. It get up to 1 inch, 40% severe, and it just dropped the hail right out of it. And
these pictures just show us why you don't want to be out there on the roads when we've got strong winds coming through. Hopefully everybody in these vehicles is okay.
Yeah, I agree, Alex. Hopefully they are, and this definitely gets the point across.
yeah, Nathan says to go ahead and send in what you got.
Very strong winds come in with this system. Down trees, down power lines, potential power outages, all things that come with these strong damaging winds here. And that is one of the main threats tonight. We've got that severe thunderstorm watch because of those winds. And we've seen this system here really blossom over the last hour or so.
So anyway,
Satellite imagery towards the end of this week, we're starting to look at daylight, but we're seeing storms on that leading edge to the south.
forgot what I was saying, man.
Very tall thunderstorms bringing that threat for hail as well as damaging winds.
Yeah, thank you on my setup. I appreciate that.
It's moving off to the southeast, so it's just about out of the DC area right now, but it's heading off east of Fredericksburg into the Lexington Park area now as well. So
I don't have everything running. I got 2 more monitors to add. That'll give me 12 total.
60 to 70 mile per hour winds as well as 2-inch hail. Some of the threats here with that storm. We're seeing some very strong storms here in the lavender colors indicating potentially some very tall floors within that system, bringing that threat for ping pong ball size hail, maybe golf ball size hail as well.
And he's, I don't know if you heard him, but he said he's going to move to the east. Try to get back out in the open out of the rain shaft. But oh yeah, anyway, I was saying this thing came out of Oklahoma moving to the northeast, and she dropped its tail 3 times and then split into 3 little cells, But I wasn't ready to give up hope on it. The helicity that it was moving, the area it was moving into, had a better helicity on it. And yeah, Kyle, I don't have that set up. And so I wasn't ready to give up on this storm. And sure enough, it ingested 3 other cells before it finally went supercell. Yep, he's starting to get some big time hail. Yeah, I am showing 2.5 inch hail, 90 severe.
Yeah, copy that. We're out of the corner now, or at least we should be. But boy, RFD winds are kicking in hard.
Am I ham? Yes. November 8, Fox Mike Sugar. Been a ham radio operator since 1981. Okay, Sean. Copy that. Yeah, Arkansas City has now got sirens going off. Man, this thing is taking a big right turn.
We're out of the loop now. We're going to try and get back over into the east of it, but I don't know how much we're going to be able to see now that the rain wrapped.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, level 2 servers. I'm not having any problem with Allison House. So if you're using the free server out of Iowa, then yeah, they probably are getting overloaded. That's one reason why I switched to Allison House. They did bring that out as a Tor R, by the way. Tor R reported on the ground tornado. They finally brought the Tor R out on it.
I wouldn't doubt it a bit, man, because I mean it was literally right there in front of us. It was probably an eighth of a mile at max, maybe even less than that. And it was more than 3/4, but we're right in the middle of nowhere, and I wasn't seeing a lot of debris being picked up because it's all open wheat fields, so you're not going to see a whole lot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier on my stream, that, you know, telling the folks that, you know, the debris that I was seeing was really light, really fine, and it didn't show up really on CC that well because, like you say, man, it's out there in the middle of nowhere, wheat fields. But there is 2 tornado reports on it. One's by a storm chaser. I figured that was either you or Sean. The other report was by fire and rescue. That was cool.
side of the road, and so they probably were the ones that actually reported it. But anyway, so yeah, we're south of it now, and we're trying to get back over into the hook and see what we can see. But traffic here in Arc City isn't always the best.
Yeah, that was probably Charles then that reported it. On my YouTube chat, who's got a good stream right now, the only chaser that we have that's on this thing is Philip McGee. And I know there is another chaser that's not on our team, but I don't think he's live streaming. Yeah, we're not done with this storm yet, folks. It's still got a hook. It's probably going to be rain wrapped. Still showing 2.5-inch hail. It is moving southeast now.
So areas near the border of Virginia and Maryland, this is where we're watching right now for those strong storms. 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail from this system as it moves towards Lexington Park. Areas like Calvert and St. Mary's also in play. These counties in play for some strong storms as that line advances here towards the Atlantic Ocean. Down towards Warsaw here, we've seen a strong storm now kind of get ingested back into that line. That could be bringing a potential for some enhancement of the updraft, some strong winds here, damaging and hail as well. 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail also a threat here with this system. Now down towards Richmond, the storms are starting to move in from the north and the northwest. You can see heading north and south out.
Well, I'm not seeing a debris signature, so it's not on the ground.
Some heavy rain and that radar indications come in. We've had reports of downed trees, numerous trees down on the roadways here in this area.
Yeah, I know they're using Charles. Take a little bit for this radar to come up. Well, let me just do a screen grab of it. I don't know why it takes so long for it to come up in XSplit.
But if we advance this forward in time, notice it really loses its speed as it heads off to the east tonight. So we're still likely going to be seeing some winds and rain, Alex, but the worst of the storm will likely be...
There you can still see the rotation in it. It's not as well defined as it was. And the NROT signature is pretty weak on it. I mean, it's still got the hook on it. For those of you that aren't familiar with some of the terminology, when I say NROD, I'm talking about normalized rotation. It's a mode on radar that I can use. A TOR-R is a tornado that's reported on the ground, which this one is now. It hasn't went TOR-E. TOR-E would be tornado emergency. Just to kind of let you all know some of the terminology if you're not familiar with it. I want to show you all something on a satellite view before I lose it. This is the Goes East satellite, and let me take you back in time. Right there is when it first crossed into Kansas, and I'm talking about this cell right here. Okay.
It's something you stress the importance of as we lead into hurricane season.
Yeah, going back to my time at the Hurricane Center with the Weather Service.
Okay, I'll go ahead and slide the timeline, and you can see how this thing just really blows up. Just keep an eye on it. And then look at these overshooting tops right there. You can see how the top's all bubbly looking. And that's the latest satellite view. You can see how this thing just really blew up. Yeah, the storm, when it was coming out of Oklahoma, I tell you what, it just blew up just so quick and went right up to a 1-inch hail marker.
Hey, Leslie, let's talk some of the specifics. And one thing that community leaders can
No, I don't pay for that Go satellite. I'm using a page from College Attitude page.
flood insurance premiums. How is that evolving in a hurricane storm community we look at?
Well, with Leon County as our prototype, that's one of the things we looked at. We actually have
COD for short.
things like where do you rest on the scale of good, better, best, or maybe not so good.
And there's a whole bunch of modes on that page that I was just showing you.
Open space or open space in the building.
That I can look at all kinds of different modes of that satellite, of the new Goes East satellite.
It's also awareness, making people aware of where the floodplain is and maintaining certificates online and the different ways of making sure that people understand the risk. That's a big part of it too. And then as communities like Leon County know, resilience is not an end state or destination you've ever finished. So you get that great rating for your CRS system, say you're at a 6, the next thing you need to do is work on getting down to a
And now my GR Earth actually has, they finally fixed the different satellite modes in it to the new Goes East. Thank goodness. The other program that I used to use, WSB3, a lot of things quit working on it. I'm no longer using that program.
hurricane conference, we had 10 additional counties come forward. So we're working with them. It's actually 10 additional communities that include one overseas territory, a British island.
I'll show you the copy that.
Different measures, and we will have some exciting announcements in time for the June hurricane season and throughout the season.
It's 8 o'clock p.m.
That's
The
the
time is
GR Earth that I use.
8 o'clock p.m.
Yep, she's spinning back up again.
Hopefully we can get some more communities involved in this. I know it's something that you really want to stress. Getting hurricane strong ahead of the season and preparation is the best way to make it through the season.
Yeah, this really isn't just a label. This is community leadership.
That's the bottom of the wall cloud right there.
Safer in your community, insurance less expensive, and enable all of us to get life back to normal more quickly after this storm. Scott, who's up?
Stick around, Dr. App, stick around for the next hour. We're talking to the Leon County Director of Emergency
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too much longer, man. You got in a good position right there.
from the past 2 hurricane seasons that have helped to make their community more resilient. Right now, I want to take you back to the D.C. area and get you a look at the timelines of these severe storms that have been rolling through the D.C. metro this evening. You can see the
south, so it's going to take us out of a little bit of play, but the sound was actually dropping to the south.
Yeah, it took a big right turn. Took a big right turn, man. It's headed back for Oklahoma.
And Dr. Navarro, things are still incredibly active there in the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, Alex, we're starting to see those strong winds and those storms move into the Richmond, Virginia area. Here, 40 mile per hour winds in Richmond here from our weather producer, Sarah Dillingham, keeping us informed. we've got a lot of areas in play for strong storms tonight. You can see across the Northeast, Washington, D.C., Richmond, and areas like Norfolk, Virginia still in play for those storms as now a
Copy that.
convective system here heads off to the south and east. Here's a look at that line of storms. We've got very strong inflow here. That push of storms moving it off to the south and east. A lot of lightning activity, a lot of heavy rain, and of course that threat for strong winds in play with that line of storms as it moves off towards the Atlantic.
There on my Twitch chat, I just posted the link of what I was looking at, and you'll have to zoom in. You can use your mouse wheel.
Threats include those 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as 1-inch hail with some of those stronger updrafts embedded within that system. Down to the south in the Warsaw area, you can see that line of storms into the region. So Northumberland, Richmond, and Westmoreland County.
And you can play with all the different modes. That's over on the left-hand side.
60-mile-per-hour winds as well as hail about an inch. But here's a look at Richmond. You can see there's no surprise. We're seeing those wind gusts now starting to move in.
Bo, yes, I think it's going to end up in Oklahoma. It's not too awful far away right now, and it's trying to drop another one.
We're also watching for the threat of down power lines because of branches potentially falling on those power lines. So power outages are definitely a threat tonight as well in and around eastern Virginia. We're seeing some extension of these threats.
Okay, he's repositioning. I'm going to leave this up for a minute, and I'm going to take a little pause for the cause while he's repositioning, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. And there you can see on his stream, that's still trying. Still seeing 2-inch hail marker, 80 severe. Man, that was an awesome CG right to the right of your screen. I don't know why that one radar program takes so long to load up.
Parts of central and northern Indiana that may lead to a soggy morning commute for
So you can still see the rotation. It's still not real tight.
The state of Florida has been anything but. That's really the story. Look at this shelf cloud, though. You think those rainy days can't be pretty, and it wasn't pretty underneath this storm, but boy, is that a picturesque shelf cloud as it makes its way towards the areas of Sunny Isles Beach, Florida. Great shot, David. Thanks for sharing it with us. A lot of people have been asking me, Dr. Matt, is this thing tropical? Is this going to get a name? Chances are going down that it does, but whether it does or it doesn't isn't going to change what this system is going to do across Florida.
You're right, Alex. What's tropical about this system is the moisture content and the rainfall. What's not probably going to be tropical about this is becoming a tropical depression or storm, maybe not even subtropical, hybrid. We've got that upper level low in play. But the center of circulation is way out here, not where the thunderstorms are. Center of action has been here in Florida. Can you imagine if this band offshore east coast of Florida was 100 miles to the west, how much Florida would be getting even more rain? And we're lucky that is offshore. Hopefully the Mariners can avoid it. But now we've got this new complex we need to talk about coming into South Florida. Additional heavy rains coming into the Tampa Bay area locally where they've had some water-covered roadways, installed cars. So as we go into the nighttime hours, if it's raining heavily outside.
Yeah, Noah, over on my YouTube chat, I've used WSB3 for telestration purposes, but so many things quit working in it. I went to put it on a new rebuild of my machine, and now my serial number doesn't work, and I've been 3 weeks trying to get Paul to straighten it out, so I just said to heck with it and I quit using it. I even went to the new version 4 beta, and there's still a lot of things that I normally use that no longer works in it. He still hasn't fixed that, so.
Okay, Barry, I think you said something that we missed a few minutes ago. I didn't hear that. I've got the phone plugged in, and sometimes the messages don't come through. But if we are going east and we're going to have to route south, we're going to catch back up with this thing
Thank you for your trust.
as it goes across the Oklahoma border and see what happens with this phone.
Yeah, I was just giving you a hail report, which I got an update on that. 2.5 inch, 100 severe.
Tires are put to the test every day, everywhere around the world. Michelin invented a tire that stays safe even warm with unique air-grip technologies.
So while he's repositioning.
Michelin Premier, safe when new, safe when warm.
Yeah, that core is still intensifying.
Your brain is an amazing thing. Or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevision helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's paused it every now and then.
jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevision has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevision, the name to remember.
To turn off these expression, you're 11 and travel straight to your table.
Yeah, it's still there, and the rotation's still there, right, just about right where your beacon is. It's the tightest area. So it's trying again, man.
So we built you the most capable line of RAM and trucks yet. The RAM 2100 best-in-class gas turbine.
And copy that.
2018 Ram 2500 Longhorn crew cab with Cummins diesel engine. Feel the clarity of children's clarity recommended non-drowsy brand. Because to a kid, a grassy hill is irresistible. Children's Claritin. Feel the clarity and live Claritin Clear. So you plan everything out to be the first one in life that new superhero movie.
I see they brought out a severe warning south of this thing into Oklahoma, even though it's not there yet. But right now, apparently Wichita is the one that put out the Tor R, and that ends at the state line. So I guess, I'm not sure. I would think probably Tulsa will be the next WFO to put out a warning on it.
Take a look at this. Another one of the scenes out of the D.C. metro area. This is Sterling, Virginia.
Yeah, I don't know if that falls under Tulsa or if it falls under Oklahoma City or not, but we're getting into hail now.
And these storms just continue to move south and east, racing south and east, and bringing the
Okay, that severe in Oklahoma south of you, that was put out by Norman. So I guess Oklahoma City will cover it.
crazy south bad. That wind, Dr. Navarro, there's no surprise to see and hear that ground
Well, they must be
based on what
doing
we
it
were following radar
on a
maps. Yeah, absolutely, Alex. That's amazing to see the impact these storms are having across the state of Virginia. And those impacts still continuing as we look ahead towards the evening tonight. We've got a severe thunderstorm watch in place.
Yeah, I didn't get the tail end of that. You dropped out, and I dropped your stream too.
Still going to be seeing a potential line of storms advance towards the southeastern part of this region. We've seen this.
The next WFO has got to be Tulsa. Oklahoma City's too far away. Norman just put that out as a pre-warn, I suppose.
But here's a look at that mesoscale convective system. Notice that backward C shape. You can see real curvature of that system, showing you we've got very strong flow here on the back end that's pushing that storm forward.
WFO Weather Forecast Office.
Are a big threat with this storm as it advances off to the southeast. And you can see all the lightning right now being detected here on the radar. Also an indication of the strength and severity of those storms. So into the state of Virginia, we've got severe thunderstorm warnings here as that line is moving through Lexington Park. 60-mile-per-hour winds, potential 1-inch hail out of this system are the threats tonight. And we've seen a strong storm here move through the Warsaw area, Northumberland, Richmond, and Westmoreland counties.
Oh,
The hail that's being estimated on this storm, upwards of 3 inches.
getting a backache sitting here.
Out of that storm, big hail to come across.
But I tell you what, I'm really surprised my cameras are holding up. XSplit, the last several times that I streamed, didn't last this long when I had all 3 cameras hooked up, which my third camera is a security camera in the upper right.
So the city of Richmond here is in play, but Richland, Hanover, and Henrico County, you're in play till 8:15 p.m. tonight for those 60 to 70 mile-per-hour winds. And 1-inch hail, potentially larger if you get some of those stronger updrafts. So Alex, unfortunately, a lot of areas in eastern Virginia in play tonight for strong storms and even tomorrow as well. All right, let's take a look at what's happening across parts of the Midwest. St. Louis area, 88 degrees right now, and those storms have been rolling through your metro area. A lot of big cities tonight have been hearing that thunder and going, what the heck is happening this evening? We are up against thunder, lightning, gusty winds, also large hail. There's the St. Louis metro with those storms firing eastward. These have been producing winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, taking down trees, even some power outages reported. And then the summer tornado warning storm here around Arkansas City.
No, I didn't get no storms here, Gator. Gator Bait, I didn't get no storms here this morning. Not that I know of. They all went over in eastern Ohio, I believe. Which, for those of you that don't know, I live in southwest Ohio here in the United States. And I've also been following a couple chasers. Copy that on a wall cloud. Got a new wall cloud developing. Anyway, a couple chasers that went over to eastern Ohio. It's skipping frames. I've got good audio on it, but the frames are skipping about every 30 seconds or so. Anyway, another couple of chasers that's been up in northern Illinois. There's also a chaser, I think, in northern Indiana, or probably northwest Indiana. Yeah, I seen a lot of those storms went right across northern Ohio.
This is a pretty decent wall cloud. He's got lifted right in sky. Again, it right now, Gary. So it might try and do something here again.
Copy that. Yeah, I got a couple glimpses of it before your stream went down, and now she's trying to come back, but I haven't got it back yet.
That makes sense. So we're the one that's here to help life forward. Stay farm.
There's an opportunity in every window. So start your day opening the window to your world. Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, and Jen Perfect.
Oh.
The science beyond the forecast.
Now I got your stream back up.
Up to 8,000 off remaining in-stock 2017 Camaros.
Yeah, I've been having a southeast motion on it. It's going to end up down there in Oklahoma. And that core is right close to your beacon. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was recycling again.
Jeff and Susan are heading into retirement, and market volatility isn't top of mind.
There's a lot of motion inside of that day. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see it tornado, guys.
There you can see the wall cloud that's trying to form, and he's thinking that it's going to drop another tornado here pretty quick.
On the things they're passionate about. Talk with your advisor about shielding your lease from Bright House Financial, established by MetLife.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under sunny skies.
This is the as he was saying on his on Zello in his stream. This is the same thing it did earlier. It kind of started with a disorganized wall cloud, and then it tightened up and started really pulling scud up into the bottom of it in the updraft, and then all of a sudden she tightened up and dropped that tornado.
86, chance of rain, 80%.
Right now the rotation is not looking the best.
Scattered thunderstorms, low, 60. Rainfall possibly over 1 inch.
It's still got the hook on it. And there's a rotation. It's not real strong rotation on it.
A strong line of storms is moving across eastern Virginia right now. Taking a look at the radar, you can see that complex is all by itself, but it has brought some big impacts across D.C., areas around Richmond, Virginia, and now it is moving in and moving past that Richmond area with a lot of lightning, heavy rain, and strong damaging winds. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings that are being extended now on towards Maryland and Delaware. This includes Dorchester, Somerset, and Wicomico County here.
So he's going to need to reposition because I've got his beacon right there at the core. That's where he's at. This will be the inflow notch. And the rotation's right in there. I need to try to reduce the setting on
Areas like Petersburg and Williamsburg, and then off towards Newport News, these are the areas
update. I want to take you to Florida, where we are watching heavy rain just off the coast of the eastern side of Florida. Plenty of light.
There, that looks better.
Here, but we've got another complex of heavy rain and thunderstorms working towards the Keys and South Florida. This is moving north. These areas have been so.
Like I say, that's where I've got Philip. The rotation's back here, and that's the inflow notch. All right, Sean, we'll catch you later. Get some rest. If you can't sleep later, get a hold of me. By the way, SGrayWX in my Twitch chat, that's my son. And I've lost his stream, and his beacon's not updated. I hate when that happens, but it'll update it here in a little bit. Yeah, he's just in a bad data area. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. Night Wolf. I'm new to the bits and the cheers and stuff like that. I just now, well, last week got affiliated. I know if I get enough people with bits, then I'll get paid from that, like a donation. On my YouTube, DJ Crazy, how you doing, bud? I'm not watching the chat over here on YouTube too awful much. I'm mainly watching my Twitch. I've got a lot of people that kind of refuse to switch from YouTube over to Twitch, but it's such a lot nicer platform. There's less delay on it, better quality. Not doing too bad. You missed it if you just joined us. We had a tornado a little while ago there in Kansas, and it's trying to put down another one. For those of you on YouTube that would like, hey Debbie, I'm going to go ahead and post a link here for you, and you can click on that link and come over to my Twitch, and be sure and hit the follow at the top if you're using PC, that is, and get set up, and you'll get notifications whenever I go live. I'm not sure how there is a follow button on the phone, on Twitch on the phone as well, but I'm not familiar with it. Hey, Sniper HD. Hey, thank you for switching over here. Be sure and hit that follow button for me. And while Philip is repositioning again, and his stream is down, he's running through a bad data area right now. And copy that. Yeah, by the way, your stream is totally down. I haven't been able to get it up in quite a while. Yeah, Twitch has got an app for the phone. Yeah, whenever he's in a bad data area, you'll get that 2000 network area on a stream. And that area that he's in is pretty well known to us for bad data. But yeah, there is a Twitch app for Android and iPhone. Copy that. Once he gets back in some good data area, I'll let you guys know, and you can refresh and get him back up. Yeah, the velocities aren't looking all the best on it, but it's still got good rotation in it. Now I got an update on his beacon. What Zello channel? On Zello, if you search for Stormview Live, we've got a whole bunch of channels. The live chase channels, you can't talk on, but you can listen. And right now, I'm on the Live Chase 3 channel. Stormview Live Chase 3. That's the one I'm using. Not doing too bad. Getting a little bit of a backache setting up here, but we'll get her done. For those that don't know what Zello is, Zello is an app for your phone or PC. It's like a walkie-talkie app, and that's how I communicate with all the different chasers. Sort of like what Nextel used to be back in the day, but better. It's not looking near as good as it was. It's still got the appendage on it. By the way, Philip, they dropped the Tor R and just put a severe on it.
If we look at where this
Yeah, it's not looking as good as it did. Yeah, let me go over to my screen grab. This is my GR2 analog. Still got rotation in there, but yeah, it's not looking as good as it did. It does have a TVS 7 on it now. They did drop the Tor R and just put a severe only on it. And I still can't get your stream back up. Yeah. Yeah, his stream's going to be in and out for a little bit. On our Chase channels, do a search for Stormview Live, and you should see a whole bunch of different channels. You'll see the still see the Live Chase 1 channel, but that is retired. That's the one that Kelly and Randy always used, and we retired that channel, so we never use it. I think we got channels 2 through 6 now. So if you just do a search for Stormview Live, and then our SVL Media side has got 3 Chase channels there that you can listen to. Do a search for SVL Media. You'll see a Live Chase 1 through 3. Yeah, we retired the Live Chase 1 channel last year after the funeral. There I put the reflectivity in motion, and you can see how this storm's progressed. I want to show you all something cool on here. Watch this blue line. A series of blue lines. Those are outflow boundaries coming off the back side of the storms. And notice how they're going northwest. While the surface winds are out of the southeast. And so it's blowing them outflow boundaries to the northwest, even though the storm's moving southeast. But notice something else too here, is as these boundaries pop up here, you'll start seeing cells blowing up because of those. Just something new I thought I'd show you while we're waiting for Philip to come back.
Places like Philadelphia, Atlantic City, Central New Jersey, you could be in play there for some strong storms. Another threat tomorrow, unfortunately, with this heavy rainfall, we do have an outlook here for flash flooding, encompassing places like
And
Virginia,
I'll show you the velocities on it as that storm progressed. And you'll see here when it dropped a tornado. And really can't see anything on CC. Can no cells get strong enough to drop a tornado? You're talking about the ones that's blowed up along close to the outflow boundaries. Yes, they can. A lot of times your outflow boundaries can re-trigger because it's rain-cooled air blowing out. And, you know, with the surface heating, a lot of times they can re-trigger storms like you've seen there. And they can actually get them to be strong enough to produce severe weather. No, well, this storm has collapsed a little bit. Let me check the echo tops on it. Yeah, it's really dropped its tops. Oh my goodness. That storm has really collapsed. Even though I'm still seeing 2-inch hail marker on it. If a boundary blows out in front of a storm, like a few days, several days ago, right here near Cincinnati, I was pointing out to my son an outflow boundary that blew out in ahead of the storm, and it triggered new cells, new storms. And what ended up happening was the major storms was running into the rain-cooled air from the storms that blew up along the outflow boundary. So the outflow boundary storms took off, and the great big storm that produced the boundary just died. It lost all of its lightning and everything. Okay, I got Philip's stream back up. Yeah, most usually as a storm starts to collapse, you'll see the outflow boundaries out ahead of it. It was weird to see that a little bit ago on the backside of them. But there's other reasons why you can see an outflow boundary too. But it was kind of strange to see 3 separate ones going in different directions behind this storm. This thing's still got a hook on it. And it's still got rotation in it. And on his stream, starting to see a wall cloud again.
So
Excuse me.
Debate club?
You're in debate club?
Yes. Thanks. Pizza club? That's not a thing.
Yeah, already it's starting to look stronger. Starting to get pretty far away from the Wichita, Kansas radar site, which is what I'm using. So I'm looking at almost 4,000 feet from the radar on the lowest tilt. I got your stream back up good. This thing is recycling too, by the way. Yeah, I did get your stream back up, and this thing is trying to recycle again. Well, I tell you what, I think I'm getting an erroneous reading on echo tops because I'm only showing 13,500 feet on this thing off of Wichita, and that just can't be right.
You're probably closer to pull it off of Vance now because it's crossing over in Oklahoma, so in Vance or maybe even KINX out of Tulsa.
No, Tulsa's way too far away yet. And I think Wichita's still the better one. I'll check though. But I think it was like 47 miles from Wichita. And Vance is like 66 miles. So Wichita is still going to be the better one. The heck of it is, it's looking through the backside. Plus, there's a whole bunch of smaller cells between Wichita and this storm, too. That might be causing a bad reading.
Hey, thanks a lot, Alex and Rick. And like you said in the lead-in there, Hermine and Irma, they both affected our community. It's kept us busy over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I'm getting some sort of interference. Like I say, and I'll show you here.
Rotation is actually starting to redevelop back there to the southwest where the hook's at. So, and you can obviously see that on the stream as well. I'll take it and zoom it out so that you can actually see the plates now.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I just checked Tulsa. That's almost 77 miles away from that hook. And with them other cells in between Wichita and this, I'll go ahead and switch over to Vance too. Okay, off of Vance, I'm seeing over 51,000 foot tops. Yeah, there's several cells that's in between Wichita and this storm, and so I was getting a bad reading. Trying to get my analyst to pop up here. It's what's nice about having so many monitors, and I can run off of different radar sites. There, it finally. Well, that ain't right either. I'll go over to my screen grab here. Anyway, if you look back up here, this is off a Wichita radar site, and you can see all these different storm cells in between Wichita radar site and here. So I'll go here and switch to Vance Air Force Base in Oklahoma.
Don't wait for a chip like this to crack your whole windshield. With Safelite's exclusive resin, you get a strong repair that you can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a Safelite repair is no cost to you.
And we'll take a look at velocity. It's pretty far away. I mean, I'm looking at about 65 nautical miles away, and I'm looking at almost 6,000 feet. So that rotation right there is high up. But I can look at echo tops here, and when I move my pointer over this red area, it's showing me right close to 52,000 foot tops on it.
Sometimes when the atmosphere unleashes its worst, we become aware of strengths and abilities that we never knew we had.
I think we're drawn to these incredible weather stories of surviving and of heroics because we think, what would I do? How would I react? How would it turn out?
It's a reminder that we all have this greatness inside each and every one of us. These are the true stories of heroes and survivors.
Scenes, I'm using 8. I can have as many as I want because I got the paid version of XSplit. Right now I've got 8 set up.
Tonight, partly cloudy with a low tide shower or thunderstorms. Low 7. Chance of rain 40%. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High.
But I'm only using 7 of them because I'll show you. Whenever I get ready to start my stream up, this is the my startup scene.
Rainfall possibly over the Bunch. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And then I'll go right into my live scene.
Olay Ultra Moisture Body Wash gives skin the moisture it needs and keeps it clean.
And I've got some other than Stargate, that I'll use from time to time. I got a Star Trek one, I got the Matrix one, and just something while I'm trying to get YouTube fired up and Twitch fired up and get everything ready. I use those startup scenes. Something a little different for everybody.
Eat nectar, Panera. Food as it should be. Now delivered.
Something I found on YouTube and decided to use those for a startup scene when I first started getting things fired up and ready. It lets everybody know that I'm getting things fired up and get ready, and gives a chance for a few people to get online. And
In IIHS running crash prevention testing, nobody beats the Subaru Impreza. That's what
Work for an innovative company that pushes the boundaries of
no, I don't have hail yet.
Spectrum, American
I'm going to grab it though, first chance I get.
voice provider is looking for individuals who are interested in making the most out of their career. Employees enjoy full benefits, best-in-class 401k, and complimentary services. Spectrum has a wide range of positions available, so find the right opportunity for you. Just go to jobs.spectrum.
Kent over on my YouTube chat. Big electricity bills? Well, sorta. I pay a little bit more than normal people would, but I am running 2 computers tonight. The 2 monitors over on the left, that's watching the streams, those are on a separate computer.
And the call screen. So go for that. Call 1-800-828-2119. That's 1-800-828-2119.
Typically, I tried to run all the monitors off of one computer, but since I started having issues, I decided to put the 2 monitors over on a second computer just for watching the live streams. Hey Dean, Wichita. Yeah, this storm that's southeast of Wichita, it produced a tornado earlier. Pretty good sized one too. And it's trying to produce another one. Yeah, I'm loving this microphone. It's made a really big difference. I don't have to talk loud, and it's more crystal clear. I just got to be sure not to cough and sneeze into it. I don't want to blow your guys' eardrums out. I do use I do have a pop screen to go in front of it, but I'm not using it. I do have this filter for it. There's what the microphone looks like. And it is on a shock mount. It's probably hard to see, but it's like a professional shock mount on here. This is a regular studio quality mic. Yeah, Dean, I bought a new microphone. The microphone I had before was the actual built into the camera, the Logitech camera that points at me. And it sits close to 3 feet away from me. So I got a nice boom on this mic, and I got it with the mic along with a pop filter, but I don't use the big pop filter on it. Still showing 2 1/4 inch hail, 90% severe on this thing. He's out of the car talking with another chaser right now. Still got good rotation in it. And it's got a beautiful supercell look. I'll show you for those of you that can't watch his stream. Yeah, I've got a headset on now, just listening to the audio over on the streams. And I do have a Blue Parrot headset that's got noise cancellation in it. But I generally don't use that too much anymore. Sometimes I'll use it for Zello. back in the car now, Philip?
So right within the metro, severe thunderstorm criteria winds reported. Columbia, numerous
Yes, sir. We're going to be dropping south here because we're going to be overtaken by the rain again.
A lot of folks without power this evening as well.
Copy that. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to tell you. And it's still showing a 2 1/4 inch hail core, 90% severe on it.
Same for the Kansas City area. We trimmed back some of that watch into parts of western Illinois and northeastern parts of Missouri. But we continue with our watch through parts of southeastern Kansas, Oklahoma, and a few counties in the state of Texas.
Okay, copy that.
Still over the next several hours for some strong to severe thunderstorms. Let's track this storminess out as we go through the remainder of the evening. We'll be watching them lose a bit of their punch, but some could still stay strong into the early morning hours up in the northeast part of the state of Oklahoma. Tomorrow morning, perhaps new development, so don't be surprised if you see some thunderstorms out there in communities surrounding Oklahoma City. And severe weather again a threat tomorrow into Texas and the state of Oklahoma. Elk City to Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, all the way over.
He's going to be dropping south to Granola and then maybe end up going back east again, try to get out of it. He's about to get overtaken by the rain shaft.
Maybe the difference between life and death. In the new Weather Channel series, Heroes of Survivors, premiering Sunday, we're going to show you stories of bravery and defiance from some of the most extreme weather situations around the world. In this exclusive first look, a police dash cam captures a moment that will have you gasping.
And the area rotation is just about to cross over into Oklahoma. Actually, on the next radar scan, it probably will be. It's not real strong, and it's still got the appendage on it. It's not a nice hook like it had earlier, but it does have that appendage on it. Yeah, so far the stream's looking about 100%.
Expecting to find a gruesome scene inside the car. Instead, they encounter something entirely different.
Indicators is showing red right now, so it might be flinching for a little bit until we get up here closer to some cell towers because there's few and far between where we're at right now.
Traffic speed.
Yeah, your stream stopped right as you was talking. It's kind of in and out.
You get this feeling of stuff just falling apart around you. It really feels just overwhelming.
Okay, folks, while we're waiting for this thing to get recycled, and he's repositioning, I'm going to get up and stretch my legs. I'll leave the stream up and running.
In almost every corner of the earth, every moment of every day, cameras are rolling on the most heart-stopping,
I'll just go ahead and pop his stream up.
awe-inspiring.
Yeah, you cut out. What was that?
So you wind up mesmerized. You can't pull away.
This is reality TV.
You think you know your weather? Our team breaks down the science behind the storm.
You can see the water flowing into the vortex.
Inside the most shocking viral videos that will blow your
Well, I lost the stream. He's running into another dead spot. Hopefully here in a little bit it'll come back up. And so,
you can study it
for your entertainment,
and you can analyze it, but you can never fully predict the weather or its impact on our lives. Think the road's safe? You may be mistaken. Got ice on your car? You're not going anywhere. Longing for
this is Jennifer McMahon's stream. Not sure where she's at, but she does have some lightning going on. So I'll leave that one up for now until we get Philip back.
to the downright unbelievable. She's always got something new and different up her sleeve. Welcome to Dubai, the largest city in the
So give me a few minutes and I shall return. Well, Shucks, looks like her stream froze.
High-rise buildings here are so tall that on rare special days, they literally tower over the weather.
Well, there's some fascinating meteorology going on here, no doubt about that. I mean, check out this fog bank.
Fog is a cloud just
This is Mel, another one of our chasers. She's probably in northern Indiana. Looks like she's got some lightning going on too, so I'll go ahead and leave her stream up while I get up and do a walkabout. Stay with me, folks, and I shall return.
Thanks to this fearless base jumper.
He looks a little nervous. There's a little trepidation in his face as he's turning around there. So I really want to do this.
Base jumping is essentially free fall off a tall object with a parachute on your back. Good luck.
He's got the crash helmet on, which is the most useless thing in the world when it comes to skydiving. I mean, what exactly are you going to say?
It's believed that the jumper is on an upper balcony at the Salafa Tower, which tops out at more than 900 feet.
This would freak me out. I love an adventure, but this might mean taking it a touch too far.
He just says 1, 2, 3. He just jumps. Poof. Into the clouds. Notice he opens the chute before he gets to the cloud. So he's in a controlled descent through the cloud.
You're just hoping that there's not some sharp turn or inside that cloud.
Our base jumper may not be able to see much, but at least he doesn't have to worry about a sudden burst of wind.
When there's fog, there actually wouldn't be a wind dust because if there was winds, then you wouldn't have the fog. It'd be mixing up the atmosphere. Either way, windy, sunny, rainy, stormy, I'm not doing it.
The descent itself has taken less than 50 seconds.
It's really weird because when he lands and he looks out, you can't really see the top of the building. It's just clouds. When he's on top, trying to go down, you really can't see the ground.
Once on the ground, the jumper has just one more thing to worry about.
This is not exactly allowed by authorities, if you know what I'm saying.
True or false, most clouds are practically weightless. Those big, fluffy cumulus clouds may look as light as cotton balls when they're floating above our heads, but in reality, an average cumulus can easily weigh 1,000,000 pounds or more. It has been said that when people look at a cloud, they see whatever it is that their heart yearns for. That's certainly the case for filmmaker Mike Olbinski, who has made a career out of his passion for the weather.
The thrill of doing this is that no matter how many times I do it, I feel like I always see something different. Whether it's every storm has a different color, different textures, I'm constantly blown away.
We've been following Mike's videos for years. He releases a new one, and all of us meteorologists will gather around the computer and look slack-jawed at these unbelievable images.
You think you've seen it all, but you really haven't. Every time you look at it, there's something you pick out that you say, wow, this is Mother Nature at its finest.
With his time lapses, Mike compresses weather events that typically unfold over hours into a burst of powerful drama.
Wow, it's so mesmerizing.
You see the fluidity, you see the changes, you see the tumultuous turning over of air, and it's spectacular.
I try to tell a story with them as best I can and try to evoke some emotion and try to keep the best stuff for last and have like a grand finale.
In May 2016, Mike finds his ultimate grand finale outside Wynnewood, Oklahoma.
I ran up the hill and was just praying for a good view, and I got it. I couldn't have done anything better. If I ever had a good targeting day or positioning day, that was the day.
It's the first time Mike has captured such a complete view of a tornado. And as with many of his videos, Mike learns something new and unexpected.
Once a tornado's on the ground, you would kind of assume it's going to move along at like a steady pace. But on time-lapse, you'll see it's moving across, and all of a sudden the top will go forward, but the bottom looks like it's almost stuck to the ground.
When you do get those massive storms and he shows you the view through time lapse like this, sometimes you can't even believe it's real, and that is nature in motion.
Capturing the awesome power of weather is what inspires Michael Binsky. And that makes the demanding hours and the long days on the road worthwhile.
It's exhilarating and amazing when you get a beautiful storm coming at you incredible. I'm very lucky, and hopefully it just keeps going because I love doing this. And every year, I just want to get better and better at what I do.
Even though 80% of all tornadoes occur in the U.S. and Canada, the first officially documented tornado on the continent touched down in what is now Mexico City in August of 1521. Chances are you'll never see a tornado while traveling in Mexico, but if you do, it may very likely be one for the books. Just check out this twister that blew through the state of Chihuahua on May 30th, 2017.
Wow, look at that swirl. That's really cool. It's almost like the storm is on its side.
Not every tornado is straight up and down. Sometimes they really undulate quite a bit. So the first thing I thought when I saw this video was, why are you shooting it vertically? Why does everybody shoot videos vertically? Stop doing that.
Any complaints about the camera work, however, must take a back seat to the weirdness of the storm itself.
It's like a big long vacuum cleaner tube coming down out of a cloud. You can imagine how people without any kind of experience with this would think that something has gone wrong with Mother Nature.
But it's more than just the narrow, twisting clouds. It's the wild color of the vortex that has the locals on edge.
Well, anytime you see a tornado, it's an incredibly rare event. But then, when it looks like a blood red tornado, well, that's got to be kind of scary.
Naturally, there's an explanation for every bit of it.
This is a rope tornado, and when tornadoes end their life cycle, they do what's called roping out, and what's happening is the vortex is getting extended over a big distance.
And then, of course, there's that red color, an unusual contrast to the lighter colors of the funnel.
If you look up and it's gray, that's just essentially a shadow of the cloud. And then down toward the bottom, it has that brownish red color because it's now picking up earth.
You can actually see tornadoes just like this in Oklahoma because the soil is very similar in Oklahoma. It's that red clay.
Here we have a situation of a weather phenomenon that's actually pretty common, but it's such a bizarre version of it that it looks supernatural. It really looks like it's from a movie.
Coming up, a wicked windstorm wreaks havoc in Moscow.
That thing just exploded.
And hellacious hail hits hard. When Weather Gone Viral continues.
Only need sunscreen on sunny days. Cover Sport, proven to protect street skaters and
Okay, folks, trying to get back organized here. I had to step outside. One of my neighbors fixed me a fried chicken dinner and brought it to me. He knows when I'm helping the chasers that I don't get around to eating. So, let me switch back over to Philip's stream here real quick. See what he's got. I got a neighbor. He used to be a cook, and he's disabled, retired now, and God, he's an awesome cook. And he knows when I'm helping the chasers that I don't, eat too well. So he just brought me over a plate, and I think it's got macaroni and cheese and coleslaw and green beans and some fried chicken. Yeah, I'm back, Philip. I had to step out there for a minute. One of my neighbors made me supper tonight and brought me over some fried chicken. I had to go out there and grab it. Yeah, Clifford's my good buddy. He's a really good neighbor. Me and him, ex-truck drivers. He used to be a musician too. And hey, Jane. Yeah. We take care of each other. And
we've got a huge beaver tail coming into the storm now, Barry. Low cloud is going to develop as well.
So exactly what kind of wind are we talking about here?
Here in just a second. I mean, obviously you can see the stream. I don't know if the stream is still up and running or not. I think that it is. But, yeah, totally unbelievable, the storm structure on this.
yeah, stream looks great, man. I'm sitting here watching it now.
Like a serious injury in the making until our pedestrian emerges, miraculously unscathed. But the most amazing
Oh, my YouTube chat. Where is this? Near Granola, Oklahoma.
after a few seconds, the dumpster goes along on its merry way.
Those things aren't light, they're heavy. And yet, it looks like a toy when you have wind like this.
It's already produced one tornado in Kansas, and it took a big right turn and started headed back from Oklahoma, which is where it came to begin with.
144 feet high and weighs 55 tons.
You would think that a pyramid's pretty much a proven structure, right? The shape should be able to stand quite a bit.
During the storm, the slide shamans are inside, holding a spiritual ceremony to honor their ancestors. Once the ceremony ends, the participants exit, seemingly oblivious to the gusty wind.
So this thing's still got a hook on it. It's still showing rotation. Vance Air Force Base is over 70 miles away from it. So I'm going to try switching over to Tulsa.
What just happened to that structure?
The fact this structure is out in the middle of nowhere means that there's nothing around it to stop the wind.
This is just made of heavy cardboard, really. I mean, it's probably
Tulsa's not much closer.
sturdy up structure.
I tell you what, Philip, this is starting to get in a bad area for radar. Vance Air Force Base is over 70 miles. Tulsa's a little bit less, but not much. It's still over 70 miles away from it.
A storm is rated as severe when it contains one or more of the following: a tornado, straight line winds gusting in excess of 58 miles per hour, or hail 1 inch in diameter or greater. April 11th, 2016. A family watches in disbelief as Mother Nature pitches softball-sized hail at their brand new home in Wiley, Texas.
This is just really bad luck for this family. They haven't even unpacked their boxes yet. And we're looking at every window being destroyed by the large hail.
It's why we all have insurance for the rare event where Mother Nature says, nay, nay.
Still showing 2-inch hail at 80%. Storm's not moving very fast. 12 knots, not even 20 mile an hour. I got 12 knots on the speed on it and 62 DBZ.
Baseball size or larger flying per hour is like getting hit in the head by a Major League Baseball pitcher. It grew fatal.
What that family needs to do is get an interior room or in the middle of the house so they can avoid the fine glass and the hail flying through the window.
Well, we're definitely going to have some roof damage here. And like the windows that are still shattering glass everywhere. I'm sure the mom is thinking, oh no, how much is this going to cost? Oh my goodness.
I think I'd be crying, knowing all the cleanup that would have to happen. Just hail in your house, melting ice on all your carpets.
Have you seen our house? This is exactly how it's and I'm a little bit chicken.
Not the welcome that you would want to the neighborhood.
Rain takes its revenge from Eastern Europe to South America. And weather gone viral continues.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8th. Brought to you by
Listening to Sean or somebody on Philip's stream.
Anna and Mark are heading into retirement and a little nervous. But not so much about what market volatility may do to their retirement savings. That's because they have a shield annuity from Bright House Financial, which allows them to take advantage of growth opportunities in up markets while maintaining a level of protection in down markets. So they can focus on new things, like exotic snacks. Talk with your advisor about shield annuities from Bright House Financial, established by MetLife.
I wish they would hurry up and do something.
82 degrees under.
Got nice rain shafts on it. That's about it.
Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 7. Chance of rain 30%. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 80%. Tuesday night, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. Low 60.
And I heard one of them say it's got a wall cloud on it. Really can't tell from this view from Philip.
Don't wait for a chip like this to crack your whole windshield. With Safe Light's exclusive resin, you get a strong repair that you can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a Safe Light repair is no cost to you.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
The best cuts of meat are treated with respect. Talk about the Kentucky bourbon barbecue sauce. What happens to the less great cuts of meat? Not sure. Cheeseburgers, maybe? Bourbon barbecue sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
The new RX 350L with 3 rows for 7 passengers. Use the 20
Yeah, he's showing the structure on it.
I think extreme weather.
Yeah, they're on the right side of the rain shaft. Right there. That's the wall cloud. This is your rain shaft over here. Your main rain shaft. But I haven't got any reports of damage from the first time it touched down because it looked like it was mainly in a wheat field. Yeah, this right in there is where you're going to be seeing, that's the wall cloud, and that's where the spin is.
You're heading for the Russia-Kazakhstan border, driving behind a big rig on a narrow two-lane road. It's windy and raining heavily. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh my God. That was full of gas. How many times have you heard this?
So, now that I'm able to do a little bit of telestration for you guys, how do you guys like that when I'm able to draw on the screen and help explain things? Yeah, it took me a while to get the programs to work right together to do that. I was doing that with the WSV3 program somewhat, but it was cumbersome, and now I don't use it anymore.
This is so much more critical because you have no margin for error. You can't just slam on the brakes with contraction when it's dropping.
Right there's the wall cloud. Yeah, I can use right board for, you know, I can do text and stuff like that, but as far as drawing lines, I'm using Epic Pen. It doesn't want to work on the radar screens unless I do a screen grab.
It's been raining hard with barely a let-up for nearly a month. The gentlemen in this store are trying to go about business as usual, even though there are several inches of standing water on the floor.
To get 32 inches of rain in 28 days, I mean, that's more than some places get in 1 year. It's no wonder that
Yeah, it's starting to get a little hard to see.
saturated, you're not going to see the same type of runoff. So that water has to go somewhere. Oh my gosh. And there you go. There's the flash flood. Wow, that's a lot of water.
It's shooting in like a jet, and the question is what has happened.
And that's the beauty of store surveillance systems. Multiple angles.
You can see the employees go to that wall.
Yeah, for you people over on my YouTube chat, I click over on the YouTube every now and then. I don't get to watch it a whole lot because I'm watching my Twitch chat.
That water you can see just comes rushing right into the store.
They have been pulled outside and carried away by the current. Who knows what might have happened to them.
None of the employees are injured, but almost certain.
Southwest of Wichita. Let me switch up there real quick.
Water is extremely dangerous.
It doesn't take much to do a lot of damage, and it's going to manipulate you or move you around in ways you cannot control.
Sometimes when you hear flash flood, you don't react the same way as if you heard tornado warning. But sometimes it can be just
Still waiting for radar data to download. For some reason, I'm not getting dead off the witch. There it comes. Yeah, there is some rotation down there, but it's not due to a storm. There is some rotation in that one that's severe. Excuse me, severe warn southwest of Wichita, down there by Freeport. It does have a hook on it, but it's not all that great right now. Yeah, right there you can see the hook. This is southwest of Wichita, and there is some rotation in there. It's not real strong and well defined. But the one that Phillips on is now into Oklahoma. Just because you're getting hail doesn't always mean that there's rotation in the storm. It just the larger the hail means that there's stronger uplift that's holding the air or holding the hail up into the clouds so they can get larger and they bounce around and pick up more rain droplets and get larger. So the larger the hail means that there's stronger uplift that's holding it up there. Doesn't always mean that there's rotation. You can have a hailstorm without a tornado. Yeah, it's still holding a pretty decent hail core. What I meant by, he just mentioned that there some really good lightning in this thing. Well, when you got hail up there bouncing around, it can produce a lot more static charges and can create a lot stronger lightning. Copy that. Yeah, your beacon's falling behind, but I'm glad you told me where you was at. Yeah, the stronger the storm, the more the lightning you're going to get, and like I say, when they start getting hail in them, you'll see a whole lot more lightning in them. Now, when I mentioned to Philip about a hail core size, you got to remember that just because I might say a 2-inch hail marker on it, only about 1 inch of that will actually hit the ground. It's roughly about 50% of what I see on radar is actually going to hit the ground because of the melting on its way down. But it has to get heavier to fall through the updraft. The stronger the updraft, the larger that hail is going to be.
This is essentially as wild and natural as you can get. So you can have things like an avalanche.
And the stronger the updraft, when you have a lot of shear, which I just lost Philip's stream again, when you got a lot of shear like we do today, that's the surface winds coming out of the southeast, and the upper winds are coming out, I think, the southwest. And so that's directional shear. Rolling shear would be like taking a pencil in your hand and rolling it. That's horizontal shear. When you start getting vertical shear, you'll have winds coming from two different directions, and it'll cause a spinning motion vertically. And then you'll really start getting strong uplifts, and those not always produce tornadoes, but it takes that to get a tornado.
These skiers are experiencing what is known as a loose snow avalanche, which usually occurs in fairly dry conditions.
Now the storm is still trying to produce. It's starting to get a better well-defined hook. It definitely has some good rotation in it still. It has produced a wall cloud a little while ago. So Philip is repositioning now. He's going south, try to get away from the hail core, and then he's going to turn back around and look at it again, and we'll see what it looks like. It's really far from the radar sites right now for me, and I'm starting to get folding. That's where the different radar beams are crossing each other, and so sometimes it's a little hard for me to get a real accurate reading on velocities, especially. I'm looking at over about 7,500 feet from Tulsa, so I'm looking pretty high up, and I'm still seeing some pretty good rotation, but the better rotation, I think, is down towards the surface. But it's so far away from the radar site, I really can't tell. That's what's so nice nowadays about helping the chasers when they're live streaming, because I get to see what they're seeing, and I can compare that to what I'm seeing, and we can get a better definition of what this storm is doing. Yeah, he got caught up in some of that hail core, and he couldn't hear me. He was in a bad data area, and yeah, he started getting his windshield hit pretty good. I think it was showing 2.5-inch hail at that time, so about 1 1.25 inch to 1.5-inch hail was probably hitting his windshield. But it's so cool to be able to have live streaming. When I first started chasing storms, we didn't have laptops. There wasn't no such thing as laptops in the early 80s. And all I had was a ham radio, and National Weather Service was feeding me information over ham radio about what they was seeing on radar. But, I couldn't see it while I was out chasing. And that's all we had. We didn't have live streaming, and we didn't have internet, and nothing like that. So I'm an old school chaser. A lot of times we chase by our gut because we didn't have all right, Gator Bait buddy, thanks for joining me, man. We'll catch you on the next chase for sure. But it's so nice nowadays, man, to have live streaming, and I can see what the chaser sees, compare it to what I'm seeing, and technology's comes, so far. I mean, we had no radar software back in the 80s and 90s, and we had to rely on information from the local National Weather Service.
Hot springs, craters, glaciers, they have it all.
There's a land of real extremes, and those
He must be stopping for gas.
beautiful scenes of Mother Nature.
It's no wonder then that a pair of adventures
$2.49 a gallon for right there where he's at. It's like $2.79 here.
So your jet-setting couple in love, and a creative way to announce your engagement. You go to Iceland, of course.
Clement Ng and Cece Wu arranged the trip through Life Studios in Vancouver, Canada. A boutique video and
What I tell you what, I really love streaming, and you know, to some people it may seem boring watching me run on radar and that, but I try to do just more than helping the chaser. You know, I try to explain what I'm seeing to help educate people. The more people are educated, you know, the better they can stay safe. And Kelly Williamson is the one that got me doing these behind the scenes a couple years ago. And
Both Mother Nature and this couple's sense of adventure. I think Instagram and all that has made everybody be like, all right, I really got to up my game and the engagement.
yeah, there's a lot more amateur chasers out there, and sad to say that a lot of these guys don't have the training, don't have the knowledge. Actually, they cause more trouble out there than they're just out there just for the glory of it, just for the adrenaline rush. They're not out there to report to the National Weather Service and try to save people's lives. And in the meantime, they cause a chaser convergence, and it gets dangerous for the real chasers that's out there for good reasons. I really hate to see amateur chasers. And what really torques me off is when I see one of those amateur chasers see a tornado on the ground, and he puts out a video and he's hollering and screaming and everything, and the thing hits a house, and what does he do? He drives on by the house. He don't even bother to stop and see if there was anybody in that house and see if they're alive.
Especially so blindly. Just think of falling into that. Oh, it's like into a bed of cotton balls, except this is really, really cold. It's very light, airy snow, and the crystals stack up real nice on top of each other, so you get these very high snowfall rates, these high piles of snow. The U.S. record for the amount of snow in one 24-hour period.
Yeah, the amateur chasers that don't have any training, like I say, they're out for the glory and the adrenaline rush, and they don't give a hoot about nobody else, and they don't care that they're causing traffic jams, and they're keeping the real chasers and scientists that are out there chasing from being able to, you know, get the data and the information that's needed to pass along to the National Weather Service.
Please keep your shoes on. Stop messing with your sister.
A lot of our chasers now will, you know, we can see the spotter beacons. I see my green screen program starting to act up here. Don't worry about that. That's not a ghost back behind me. Anyway, a lot of our chasers, since we, you know, chasers that's got spotter beacons, we start seeing a convergence. Quit that. They will, you know, select other areas to chase the storm that there's nobody in, to try to get out of the chaser convergence.
Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
You can drink, eat well, and exercise, but to look completely healthy, you need healthy skin. SVL is clinically shown to strengthen skin's barrier.
I don't know why my green screen program was doing that. That was looking kind of weird. Almost looked like I was holding up, and you know, there was a hand behind me, like a ghost or something.
Handcrafted layers of clean food you can give your kids. Tomatoes, even the picky ones. Panera, food as it should be. Now delivered
It does that every now and then, but it's not a very expensive green screen program. It's not like what TV stations use. I can't afford thousands of dollars for equipment like they've got. JoJo, I'm not too sure because I'm, tracking. I know there's no tornado warnings out. Everything's only severe warning that's out there. Scott, I'm helping Philip McGee. He's over there streaming on Twitch. He already got a fairly large tornado on the ground earlier in Kansas. It took a right turn, and now is down in Oklahoma, near Granola, Oklahoma, and it's still producing wall clouds, and it's still got a nice hook on it. It's not as nice of a hook as there was earlier, but let me change scenes here. Now, like I say, I'm looking off of Tulsa, Oklahoma's radar site, and I'm almost 75 miles away and looking at about 7,500 feet on this right here. But you can still see, I'll switch the velocities, and you can still see some rotation in here, but that's upper level rotation. But what I'm keeping an eye on is this area right in here. This is the inflow notch where it's sucking in the air, and then this is wrapping around, and that's what we're keeping an eye on, is that area right there. It's getting awful late. It's 8:45 out there in Oklahoma right now.
I think a lot of people look at waterspouts as sort of this thing in the distance that's soft and wispy and made of water, but it can absolutely produce very strong gusty winds, and if it moves ashore, you're now talking about a tornado, and you could be looking at winds.
Well, thank you from Germany. I really appreciate it. Storms are storms no matter what country you're in, except for if you're below the equator, they rotate the opposite direction, usually. But storms are storms. I mean, it's the base, same basic the same basic information that you would use in Germany. Well, Dragon, I appreciate you joining me tonight. I appreciate everybody. Like I say, now that I'm affiliated, if you want to do the bits, you can donate bits to me now. once I get enough bits, I'll actually receive some money. Also, underneath my live stream, I have my weather fan page on Facebook. You can click on that picture of me, and that'll take you. Hey, B. And that'll take you to my weather page on Facebook. And also, there's a PayPal donation link. You can click on that. You don't have to have a PayPal account if you feel like donating for the cause. Appreciate it.
Spider waves measure almost 100 feet long. How they got here is just as amazing.
B just joined us. B is the Stormview Live's #1 fan. B Waters from here in Ohio, and I love it when she joins my stream, and she watches all the chasers all the time. Does screenshots. Man, she's the best at grabbing screenshots.
Because you can actually see the movement of the air currents, but then it's coupled with creepiness of spiders.
If you told me that this was possible, I would say no way. But look, we got the video right here.
How much do you know about spider habitat? Antarctica is just about the only place you won't find spiders. Even in extremely hot.
Well, thank you for following me on my Facebook page. I need to start posting here more. Since my good friend and longtime guitar player of a band that I was in passed away last week, I haven't been posting much on my page, but I need to start posting more on my Facebook page. I don't use WSB3 anymore, and that's what I always used for doing my call-outs. Well, not call-outs, but the SPC Outlook. So I'm working on another way to where I can start posting when there's severe weather outlooks. All right, Dragon Man, thanks for joining me.
Then all of the water will freeze, and eventually you have this solid frozen bubble, which you can then break or leave and marvel at its awesomeness.
The way that the bubble crests up and forms up these little beautiful snowflakes on them, it's just absolutely beautiful.
Hey, lots of fun you can have with ice crystals and quarter light too. That's pretty cool stuff.
Coming up, a frozen lake plus too much free time equals a cold weather trails. And sub-zero temperatures inspire a Siberian symphony.
It seriously is the coolest band ever.
When Weather Gone Viral continues.
You know, Philip, I'm not too sure about this. The chords really dropped down. I mean, it's still got the hook. It's still got rotation in it, but I don't know how much longer it's going to hold together.
Including sinus congestion and pressure. Claritin D will leave you snoring.
Just the light beer you've been waiting for has arrived. Lower carbs, lower calories, higher expectations. Corona Premier.
Dibs. Dad, 1 day per person per day. No transfer of dibs? No. Team passes. You get 1 dib.
Dibs.
I don't think he heard me.
Actual smiles.
Ah, he's no longer on Zello. Hate when that happens. I can't give him information. Yeah, I have seen your photography, man. You got some good stuff.
Don't wait for a chip like this to crack your whole windshield. With SafeLight's exclusive resin, you get a strong repair that you can trust.
And he's not watching his chat.
SafeLight repair is no cost to you.
My prescriptions used to be really expensive, but then I went to GoodRx.com.
It just works. If you put in the drug you're looking for, and bang, you've got half a dozen more choices in front of you with pricing and locations together.
You never think about shopping around for medication prices.
I have good insurance, but with GoodRx, I save even more money.
What?
Man, I can't believe I'm running all three of my cameras, and it has not froze once, my XSplit. Don't understand why it's working right. When the last 3 or 4 times that I've streamed, I had issues with it. And I haven't done any more updates on it. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate it.
What do you do for fun in a place like that? That's kind of freaky.
There, I got my ghost back behind me again. Quit that.
They're called ice carousels, and they've become something of a craze in Finland. But 2 questions here. First, why?
And the ghost slowly fades away.
This little kid's enjoying it. Get the kid out there, wear him down, before they have to go to bed.
And question number 2, how started the chainsaw?
Oh, look at that. You put a string at the center and let the chainsaw go around.
So that's why I put it back on the charger, and like I said, sometimes it takes and acts weird.
Yeah, you totally disappeared off the channel.
In case you're curious, it is safe. At least until the spring thaw.
You have a very narrow cut that's
Yeah, I
made
don't
of
know. I
ice, so
plug
this
it into
ice
my
is not
truck
going
into the
anywhere.
USB
And
charger,
the ice is going to be
and
very
for some
thick.
reason I can talk, but I can't hear what anybody else says back. When I plug it into my computer, which that's what I have it plugged into now, it's a little bit slower charge, but at least I can talk back and forth to you.
Yeah, when I checked the list, you wasn't even on the list when I was trying to talk to you. It's like you turned the channel off. That happened when you was up there in Nebraska the other day too.
It's a little bit different than any other sector.
I wouldn't forget all of these things where I'm working or playing, or like these kids are like the snow angels.
They supply the Bobcat weather forecast.
Same scenario, though. I had to charge my phone because it was almost shut off on me, and so I plugged it into the USB port, and it closes everything else. And I don't know.
Yeah, thanks for the 5-star review. Appreciate it.
Channel 2 as well, because I can't hear anybody on anything, whatever. They say they can hear me, but nobody can. Or I can't hear anybody talking back.
Yeah, Zell was acting up, I guess, today because my son told me the same thing. People could hear him, but he couldn't hear nobody else.
Well, the good thing is we're the best one of Western China right now, and I've got the stream looking back to the
Speechless on this one,
north, maybe a little
to
bit
see what
northwest.
these musicians
I
can
was
do
pulled off on a
with
weekend,
various
and
brands
I
of
think this
ice.
thing is still
This reminds me of the
shutting out
end
the
of
lights whatever light
instrument as long as you're willing to make some sound from it. Anything that carries vibration can make music. You can jump on anything, and eventually it's
so it still looks really good. I mean, without a tremendous amount of lighting.
And for a live performance,
Yeah, it's not looking that good on radar anymore, though.
in the dead of winter.
I would love to go see this. This is amazing. What a bucket list kind of thing to go see.
Tell you what, boy, there's a huge line of storms that's
Tornado warning for East Central Harper County in South Central Kansas, Western Sumner County in South Central Kansas.
yeah, one just went Torwarn there in Kansas, but I tell you what, if you zoom out on the radar and take a look at that line that's built up across there, that thing's looking ugly up there. I'm really surprised this storm's, you know, not doing so good. It's out there all by itself.
It could be. I mean, if this is wintertime in Siberia, you gotta have some fun with it, enjoy it at these folks. It's seriously just the coolest
It's one of the last runs, 17 or 18Z, and once it drops off, once it gets right there along the border. Now, what is a little bit different story, but there's just a little pocket that curves right there. That's where all these things are hanging out. And I think that's probably what happened is it made it over there to that area where it wasn't quite so intense. Those ones that are back to the west are the ones that are actually riding on that holistic spike though.
Yeah, and I was just zoomed out enough to look. That front stationary and that whole great big line of storms from like down there around Vance Air Force Base and all the way up into Kansas, those are all
It's
firing
10
up
o'clock
right
p.m.
ahead of
The time
that
is
stationary
10
front.
o'clock p.m.
You see this red and blue lines, that's the front. And when that line is red, blue, that means it's stationary.
It's all about the open mouth.
In almost every corner of the earth. Every moment of every day. Cameras are aboard. Awe-inspiring. Weather out there. Look at that, dude. So we wind up mesmerized. You can't pull away.
This is reality TV.
You think you know your weather? Our team
Yeah, up here is the stationary front, and this great big line of storms is firing up out ahead of that stationary front. That's where the better helicity and instability and stuff is. There is one right here that's went Torwarn, and this is the one that Philip has been following all day, and it's just not in any real conducive air now like it was when it was going northeast. When it was back over here and going northeast, then it was driving into the better air and better conditions, but then it took that right turn because of the rotation in it after it produced that tornado. The rotation actually steered it, and it took that right turn, and it ended up down here. So now it's not in the real nice air, and it's tending to fall apart. But as you can see on his stream, it is still producing quite a bit of lightning. Yeah, Calvin, I don't have you set up on here where you can post links. I don't know what link you was trying to post.
Located in the
And you've been timed out.
On the small, remote island of Amber, Mount Mara is one of the world's most active and dangerous volcanic hotspots.
The special appeal about Marin is that you can stand 100 feet away from a giant lake of water in relative safety. They use the word relative safety because it could at any moment kill you.
Okay, I want to know if this guy has had his head checked. With the amount of Mother Nature that he tries to mess with.
Mackley hopes to become one of the first people to complete an expedition to Marin's molten core and witness its incredible power firsthand.
The lava lake itself is at the bottom of a 1,200-foot deep hole, so it's quite a big job getting to the bottom of it safely.
Yeah, what was he trying to post, Calvin?
Pressure build up underneath the Earth's surface and it can release incredible amounts of
Yeah, I don't have my Nightbot fully set up yet.
Begin their perilous journey more than 1,000 feet above the boiling cauldron. Mackley alone will make the Herald
And I have to give
ropes.
some people special permissions to be able to post stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't get much more dangerous than rappelling into a volcano. This is a bad idea.
Few people have braved the treacherous descent into Marin's fiery pit. It's so forbidding. Many locals call it the entrance to hell.
I mean, just imagine. Anything goes wrong with your ropes, you're gonna fall right into that cauldron of lava.
After several grueling hours of dangling at the end of a rope, Mackley
I tell you what, the velocities has totally dropped off on this thing. This storm is dying out, and I've been on here for quite a while. I think I'm going to call it a night and shut the stream down. There's not a whole lot going on. Feel free to, if you're not watching Philip McGee's stream, to go on, head on over there.
But after just a few seconds, the scalding heat drives Mackley back. In order to reach his ultimate goal and get closer to the volcano than any man before him, he needs protection.
If Jeff got hit by lava,
I don't have any chasers over there on that line,
more severely than I know.
so
And then you have all this toxic
I'm getting pretty tired and
around. So it's really dangerous on all sorts of levels.
Once safely shielded, Mackley fearlessly presses forward.
Dean, actually, that line of storms has already missed Wichita.
Are you really afraid to stand there without a safety rope on? I'd love to know the first time you got a chance to test the suit, because if that thing doesn't work, he's smoke.
Cameras capture every breathtaking moment. Jeff is only a few steps away from making history.
So, everybody, I want to go ahead and call tonight. I'm getting pretty tired, and it's been a long day for me, and I still got things to do. I want to thank everybody for joining me on YouTube and Twitch. Again, if you feel like donating over on my Twitch, there's a PayPal link for you YouTubers. You can go to PayPal me. See, it's paypal.me/bgraywx, and I'm sitting there listening to other stuff at the same time. But anyway, thanks again for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next chase.